Hey there, it's Boots Owen here. This is a Maytag tumble dryer. It's a model number MDE 5605 AES. It's pretty clean. It's about 20 years old, I reckon. But whenever you run it, let's see if it'll work. Let's turn it on. Close the door. It's on. Yeah, there it is. Let's press start. It runs for about a minute and then it gets an error code up about the overflow of water being full. So let's let that happen again. It's quite a complicated machine. It comes with 4 preset programs, but you can reprogram it. Now I don't know if all that's working. I haven't had great success with anything other than pressing the start button on this. Like even pressing the stop button doesn't seem to do anything. So it might just be stuck and a bit of a dud as it stands. Press stop and hold it maybe. Yeah, oh okay, so we're into something there. Press start again. Okay, so we're in cycle number 1 now. I'll leave it and see if the error code comes up and see what happens. So that's what we're getting. It doesn't seem to matter what program it's on because I've had it on P3 and now it's on P1. Happens after a couple of minutes. So I'm guessing there's something wrong with the pump. There's a pump in there somewhere that pumps the water, the condensate from the condenser up to the drawer. And the drawer's bone dry, so I'd say there's a problem with the pump or the float switch that drives the pump. I'll turn it off and start dismantling it and see how I get on. So I spent forever trying to figure out how to get into it. Took the top off. In reality, well, you need to unscrew the top at least, but take the back off by taking all of the screws off, as far as I can tell. And I don't think that's the correct way to get in. I think this is kind of a quicker way to get in. But in here there's 4 screws holding this down, and I was able to use this little right angled screwdriver to get the back one in or out. There's a float switch over there actually. It seems just to be a bit wrong. That might be it. That was stuck up. That might be the whole lot, you know. That might be the whole lot. If that float switch was stuck up for a prolonged amount of time. Let's just have a look at this pump while we're in here. So what was happening there, if you didn't see that, there's a float switch, there's a little switch. Let's try and show you. There's a little switch here, a little micro switch. There's a little piece of plastic underneath it that causes it to go up and down, which I presume was a float underneath. There's the pump. So yeah, there's a little polystyrene float. It's bone dry in here, you know, that's why I wasn't fussed about it being overloaded. But that float had come up and had gotten stuck to the side of the float, the micro switch, causing it, I think, to stay up in the up position. So I'll put it all back together again. We'll see if it goes. So that might have been the whole problem, just that little piece of plastic sticking up. Just so you can see how I'm doing it, I've got this little screwdriver. It's called a narrow driver, N-A-R-O. It's a little ratchet, basically. It takes a screwdriver bit. These are Torx screws. That's it done. So I've got a long bit to get the reach in there rather than the short bit. It's a float switch, and I'm going to reconnect these hoses. I think they only go one way, if I remember. Presume that one goes there because it's smaller and it fits on the smaller pipe. The longer one is the the fatter one, well, it is longer as well, is the overflow. Let's have a bit of a look around the back here. So there's an element in here which is held off on ceramic stands, which is kind of neat. It's as good as a Miele then, really, at that level. There's a little thermal overload there, which has a rubber button on the back that you can reset it through. There's a proper bearing in it, which feels okay, you know. It's a proper ZZ metal shielded ball bearing. Bit of fluff in there. Let's have a look on the element. But there's nothing in on the element. Just get my camera lens in there. I can't see that. So it looks good and clean. A lot of screws came out. So those are the screws from the back. I cut my fingy whenever I was taking it asunder as well. Well, those screws came from elsewhere. So I'll put it all back together and hopefully it'll just go. Let's see. Oh, the other thing is I prop that up on this. So So I let that down, pivot around the bearing, and that should settle. You see, it's not really only holding on those wires up there. Bring that back. I'll do this and see how it goes. I've got it all reassembled. Put in something damp. It's a completely clean work jacket that I've just put in there to test this machine with. Close the door. Okay. Door off. So I think I've got an extra screw. I think those are off the lower fascia. I've got, oh no, maybe it's got the right, no, there's another one. I'm missing one screw and I've got a spare of a different kind there. There's a bearing trundling around. Well, not the bearing, the axle. Seem to have any countdown timer or anything on it. If it's just on normal cooling anti-crease 1 hour normal temperature, I don't know what that means. If it says drying, like, I think it's quite a complex computer because you can program in your own timings for the different parts of the cycle, and it's all in the manual on how to do that. We'll leave it a few minutes and see how this looks. So it's been about 5 minutes and it's still going, which is longer than before. Let's open the door. And I've got wavy lines coming off it in my vision, but I don't know, you won't see that on the screen. It's definitely warming up in there. Close the door. The screen drops off when the door's open, which is interesting. Press start again. Leave it a bit longer. If this is the fault, and if this is the repair for the fault, it's probably just down to rough handling or something. I can't see how that would pop up otherwise without getting a shock, like being bumped or something, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes first before we say it's fixed. So I've been here a while now and it's flashing between 1 hour and 25 there. So I presume it's done 25 minutes, which would be about right. Might have done 35, I don't know. So you can just about see the steam coming off it. It's quite hot in there. Enough to make steam. Let's see if there's any... There's no water coming down yet in that drawer. But if it's bone dry down below, it might take a while for it to go. So I'll leave it on. I want to see it pumping up as well. I think we've cleared the fault that was originally there though. So after what must be another 10 minutes or so, it's gone down to 15. So I'm guessing it's got 15 left. I'll just leave it and see what happens. So most peculiar, it's gone up to 45 now. It's still going. Let's have a look inside. Ooh, that's quite dry now. It's actually, I would take that out. I think that's done. Good timing too. I was going to leave it. It's been about another half hour since the last clip. Let's have a look in the water drawer. Close that door. Thing comes back on. Nothing there. It's a bit strange that there's no water coming up. But equally, it might just be that we saw that the sump underneath was completely dry. Let's have a look in here. See how this looks. There's drips on the side. Well, yeah, there's water definitely coming out. I'm guessing some of it will be in there, draining down. But, you know, I only had one coat in it. So I guess if I was going to test it properly, I'd have to do it with a few towels. And in my experience, I haven't used one of these dryers in quite a while, but in my experience, you might only have to empty the water drawer every 2 or 3 times. So it's not exactly such a big deal. So that's it, I think, for this one. Maytag tumble dryer. Not much more to say about this one other than any questions, leave them below, or any comments, leave them below. Thanks for watching. See you later. One thing I noticed in the manual, and I forgot to notice, I could just see the colour here on the bottom. I haven't noticed it before because it was always daytime. There's a little courtesy light up in there, in the tumble dryer. And it might not have been on before actually, I don't know. But it's on now. So there you go.